Hello everyone, this is Sachin Sawant, your UK immigration lawyer. Today I'm going to go through the comments that are on the channel. Anyone coming live can ask their questions as well. So the first question is about the requirement for British citizenship on sole representative visa after ILR will be the same 5 years like in UK with 90 days outside. Yes, even for sole representatives after ILR, the requirements for naturalization as a British citizen are the same as for anyone else. So it would be 5 years of residence period with the 450 days of absences allowed in the last 5 years and up to 90 days in the last 12 months with any other excess absences exceptions. Okay, next question. My company already has sponsor license. They applied for my course. Now I'm getting confused how much time it will take, as some of the articles said 1 day or some saying 18 weeks for undefined course. Yeah, for undefined course, the question is about the timing required for undefined course. They are quite delayed currently. Standard ones we are getting within 1 to 2 weeks. That is the for undefined course. I'll just read the question again. Undefined course, my mistake. Undefined course, standard process 18 weeks. If you are able to get the priority service, there are only 60 slots in a day. It's quite difficult to get it. Usually lawyers can try it for you. Uh, there is an additional fees of £200 for the priority service, and that does not guarantee the cash will be allocated. The only guarantee is they will consider it and make a decision within 5 working days. So that's a £200 extra priority service that is available for undefined cost. That is something that you can try, but the standard timing is 18 weeks for processing of undefined cost allocations that you request to the Home Office. Next question. Unlimited on new entrant visa rule according to skilled worker visa threshold and graduate visa will be considered for new entrant with a salary of 29,000 after 4th April. Okay, yeah, this is something that I did a calculation. I was speaking to some graduate route holder. Uh, so this is kind of a contrast. The skilled worker salaries minimum are increasing to 38,700. But for example, if you are a graduate route holder and you want to switch to skilled worker from graduate to skilled worker, you can be paid the new entrant salaries for up to 2 years. So you can apply for a 2 year skilled worker visa and your employer can give you a salary of, I'll give you the exact number. Let me get my calculator. Where is my calculators? Okay, so 38,700, 38,700 into 70%, 27,090. So it is possible for a graduate visa holder to apply for a skilled worker visa. The employer has to select the new entrant option and they can be paid a salary of 27,090. That is possible, but the skilled worker visa can only be applied for 2 years. That is the restriction. You can be on the new entrant visa. You can get the benefit of the new entrant salary. In other words, only I'll take the live questions. First, let me complete this. So 27,090. So it's kind of an advantage to the graduate route holders to switch to skilled worker visa against anyone else. So they can be paid a discounted salary of up to 70% of 38,700, and the visa can be only applied for up to 2 years. And if it is a student who is switching directly to a skilled worker visa, he or she can also be paid this salary 27,090, and he or she can apply if they are switching from student completing course of study switching to skilled worker. They can apply for a visa of up to 4 years skilled worker in the first instance. So those were the restrictions. Okay, live questions. Rita, if I am okay, I'm a skilled worker visa, skilled worker dependent route, let's say 2 to 3 years, then switch to skilled worker visa. Okay, dependent myself. Does my stay in the on UK on skilled worker visa dependent will count for ILR? No, it will not count. So sorry about that. The PBS dependent, the time you spend on PBS dependent will not be counted towards the ILR. So you will get. So the question is, you get a PBS dependent visa, skilled worker dependent visa for say 3 years. Then you switch to your own skilled worker visa. So So you are switching category from a dependent to the main. The time you spent on the dependent cannot be used towards your ILR. You will have to complete a new full 5 years from the point you switch to skilled worker visa. That's the first answer. Next one, Simran Singh. My mother is having 2 year visitor visa. Her first 6 months are getting on 12 March. I'm planning to take her back. Can she revisit UK shortly again for 6 months? Shortly again for 6 months. Yes, on the visitor visa, if you have a reason, the important thing is she can visit. There is nothing stopping her. I know of individuals who have repeatedly done visits subsequently, even after a month or 2 months or something. But if she is questioned at the airport, remember that she should be able to justify why she wants to spend so much time in the UK. There is nothing in the immigration rules that says you can only stay 6 months in a 12-month period. And I have made another video on visitor visa. I think there is somewhere, it should be there. Search for it. I've explained that 6 month wrong information around blogs and everywhere it is there. In the immigration rules, there is nothing that says you can only be in the UK for up to 6 months in any 12-month cycle. It's not like a Schengen visa where you have that 90 days and then a break of 90 days or something like that. In the UK, you can come. I have had clients who have come repeatedly, but they had their own reasons. Someone has a child here, someone has something else, human rights grounds, etc., etc. But yes, your mom should be able to justify why she wants to come back again. I'm pretty sure she may be a visa national, so definitely she will see an immigration officer. So make sure you have enough reasons why she is coming so quickly. She visited last 14 September, 6 months. Okay, yeah, understood that part. So that is my answer. Yes, she can, but she should have a genuine reason why she is really visiting. Any emergency need, anyone is getting married, whatever that is, whatever is the reason, she should be able to justify that. And this cannot be done again and again. If you try to do it 3 or 4 times, they will come at a point and stop her and decide not to allow her entry. It happens. It happens with visa nationals when they try to abuse the system. If it is just the first time, I don't think they will care much, but they definitely put a note on the system. Okay, next. Fahad, is it possible for job code 2136 NOC software developer to apply for skilled worker visa as a new entrant on 29,500 salary? I'm on PSW. Yeah, so I did answer that in the first question also. From PSW to you can get the new entrant salary. I'm not sure what is the required minimum for that 2136. I'm pretty sure it is below 38,700. I'm assuming the minimum salary for 37.5-hour working week is below 38,700. Then considering that, yes, you can apply on 29,500 because the 70% is 27,090. You can apply with that salary and apply for a visa up to 2 years only, not beyond that. That is the new entrant salary. You cannot apply more than, because you already used 2 years on the PSW. So next question. Chennai, we have 11 years of experience in HR. How to apply for skill visa Euro? Sorry, I really cannot give detailed advice here. This forum is just for 1 minute answers or maybe 30-second answers that I can give. For detailed process of skilled worker visa, speak to an immigration lawyer. They may be able to advise you. But briefly, to answer your question, you should apply to an employer who is willing to sponsor you for a skilled worker visa. They will give you a certificate of sponsorship and then you apply for a skilled worker visa from outside the UK. So that is my summary answer to your question. Hamza Ahmed, me and my wife both are on skilled worker visa. I want to switch from skilled to dependent visa under my visa. How much my annual salary has to be? Does the new rules apply to us? Hamza, please clarify if you are on one of those job codes, care worker, care visa, or senior care visa. If you are on that, then only then those changes apply to you, the dependent changes. If you clarify that, then I can explain. If you're not on those job codes, then you don't have to worry about the switching from skilled worker to dependent. FCB UK, when I'm completing 10 continuous years, and applying for ILR, will I be able to add my child in as dependent, ILR as dependent? So FCB, you should tell me what is their current status in the UK, if they are already in the UK or are they going to join from outside the UK. then I can answer that question of yours. G, I'm cricketer, just want to come explore cricketing environment in UK for a couple of months. How is it possible? Yeah, just coming and exploring your options for playing cricket in the UK. Yeah, I don't think there is any such type of visa unless you are. What is your nationality? If you are in one of the nationalities which allows youth mobility visa or something, maybe you can try that. But if that is not your option, then without a sponsor, you cannot just come and explore and work here as a cricketer or try that. You need sponsors in that field also. There are sponsors in the sports field. You need to find one of them, get a sponsorship, and only then you would be able to come. So that is the answer for Archie. Names, I mean, I applied for DCOS 3, 5 photos on the 3rd of Jan and I'm still waiting for it to be issued. How long can take? Sure, if it is 542, what is 35424 for? Can be sure if it's issued after the April date. New threshold. Yeah, I'm quite positive. There is no clarity on this. If the DCOS, so if the DCOS you have applied already before the changes, before, so the salary increase happens on 4th of April. So if before 4th of April you already applied for the DCOS, you get a decision after 4th of April, most likely that is what it appears you would need, because the skilled worker rules are changing, not the DCOS rules. So that is my current interpretation. There is no clarity from Home Office at this moment. But if you are making an application after 4th April, you need to meet the new rules. The DCOS, the employer may have to amend the DCOS by putting in a comment, increase the salary or do something. But that is my interpretation of the rules now. There is no clarity from Home Office, but from past experience, that is what I can say. New rules will apply to you. DCOS may take some time. I know some of them are taking up to 3 months or so and all of that. Usually standard DCOSs for other than high risk jobs, they are coming in 2 weeks or so. That is the standard processing, but maybe your employer should follow up with the business help desk and see how they can expedite it if there is something possible. But that is the only option. The employer will have to wait and try to follow up with them. But Home Office is quite flooded with all these DCOS applications. Everyone wants that urgently, quickly before the change. And yeah, I don't think that may be possible for Home Office to deliver. Okay, Swapna Kamble, you want to apply for a job, abroad job. Sorry, I really cannot help you with applying for jobs over here. I'm just a UK immigration lawyer advising on UK immigration matters. With continuation example, I'm completing my 10 years by end of 2024. Eligible for child who spent 9.4 years at the end of I am completing 10 years by. Okay, so for the 10-year route, this is the simple answer. If you are qualifying for 10 years, you qualify, and they may have to continue as dependents or whatever is possible. They will not qualify just because you are qualifying. On the 10-year rules, ILR, the law is that everyone should qualify in their own right. Everyone should complete their own 10 years if that is what you're trying to achieve. So just because you qualify, your family may not. They may have to continue as dependents for further 6 months if they are short of that period, and then apply. So Simran Singh, thank you. Then visit after 2 months staying in India, which can help her to answer the border force. Yeah, staying 2 months may not be an explanation. Why she is coming to the UK is the answer they are looking at. So that is something that she should be ready to answer. Okay, Shraja, is TB test required for spouse visa application applying from India? Yes, TB test is required for spouse visa applying from India. Please answer my query. Okay, Sunil More, where is your query? Sunil More, copy and paste your query if you want it to be answered. I don't see it in this line of comments. In UK, can I apply to Sorry, I cannot advise anything on applying for jobs and all of those things. I have 3 years experience of electronics, how can I get a job in the UK? Sorry, not a forum to apply for jobs and no advice on jobs over here, please. Okay, so the increase in salary for skilled worker visa and discount remain for regular visa. Yeah, so the new entrant visa discount, I, to the best of my knowledge, it is going to remain in the news, in the fact sheet, or in the rules, whatever has been published till now, clarification from Home Office. There is no indication that the new entrant salary will be stopped. I don't think they have any issues. I know the shortage occupation list will be dissolved, immigration salary list will come up, and all of that. But new entrant visa salary limit will remain. That's what it seems from now. The UK as a care worker. So yeah, for the care workers, switching rules will change. So yeah, your question was both skilled worker, one of them changing to dependent. If she is trying to switch and become your dependent after the change, which is 11th of March, she won't be able to become your dependent from inside the UK. Let me think. You are, but both of you are already in the UK. The changes will not affect you guys because the main applicant, let's say if you are the main applicant, you have already got a skilled worker visa before the change has happened. So the old rules will apply to you. The changes of dependents not allowed will not affect you. For Hamza, that is the answer. You should be fine. The wife switching to dependent. Pasha, if a child has any disabilities, can they apply for private life before they turn 7? Any provisions can you explain? There are no specific provisions for any disabilities as such, but I don't think the 7-year route has any discounting. I would advise against it. Just with the disability, I don't think there is anything for the caseworker to allow you in the immigration rules to give you leave. Yeah. So that is my opinion, but I know other lawyers may just file it. But if you file 7-year child and it gets refused, it just complicates matters a lot. So rather wait for the 7-year period and then apply. That's my advice. Tarun, my company already has consumers and apply for my cost. Now I'm getting confused how much time it will take. They said one day. Okay, Tarun, I think you already posted here. I replied it in the initial part of this. It may usually DCOS is for standard types of occupations, IT and all of those. Usually we are getting, you have applied for which course? 18 weeks. Yeah, I have answered your question. Anyways, briefly, I will answer. It is 18-week standard. There is a priority service with 60 slots in a day. Not everyone is able to get it. Even lawyers have a hard time getting it. If you are able to get it, your company is able to secure that. They may get the cost within 5 working days. There is a £200 priority service fees. Thank you. Okay, Jyoth. And on the 8th of Feb. Okay, Tarun, what have you applied? 8th of Feb. Yeah, DCOS is 18 weeks is the UCOS period is 18 weeks. That's the standard processing time. I know that you applied on 8th Feb. The spouse visa, is there any limitations for working hours or we are allowed to work freely? You are allowed to work freely. There is no restriction. You can be self-employed, salaried, decide not to work. Spouse visa holders can do whatever they want. So thanks for answering questions. Myself, is there a maximum time scale for DCOS? Maximum time scale, I'm aware of. Last 6 months, DCOS timelines have completely been messed up. Care worker areas, builder jobs, building trade, and all of those, even restaurants and all of those, it's quite messed up. They are taking even up to 5 or 6 months. I know individuals or employers are waiting for a course, but for other types of course, standard occupations like IT related, all of them, even I've got senior positions where the salaries are more than 50K or so, 70K and all of that. On those, usually we get it within even 2 3 days. I have got many times DCOSs. Yeah, so on a higher end, even up to 6 months DCOS. That's what I've seen as of today. Question is age limit for new entrant visa. 26 years of age limit is one of the option. I know everyone gets confused that if you are on PSW, you should also be of 26 years of age, but that doesn't apply to you. If you just have PSW, that is one of the factors on the basis of which you can get the new entrant salary. So the age limit is one of the options. If someone is under 26 years of age, they may qualify. But someone who is on a student visa, they can also qualify. There's someone who's on a PSW, they may also qualify. Yeah, in the last 2 years. So that's how the new entrant threshold works. The age itself is not a barrier. So if she wants to become my dependent after 11th of March, do I need to new threshold? If she wants to become dependent on you after that 11th of March when the dependents are stopped, she can do it. That is my answer. She is fine because you come under the old rules. But the thing is, they have already sponsor license allocation. They have already have sponsor licenses and allocations. So Tarun Akpal, if you need a course, undefined course, and they have allocations, they should straight away go and allocate it to you, assign it to you basically if they have an allocation. So that is my answer. Can I be sponsored by one employer and then work for another employer? No, you cannot be sponsored by one employer and then work for another employer. I'm not sure if the Home Office will get to know about this. I can only advise you being in the immigration rules. So you cannot do that as per the rules of the skilled worker visa. No live questions. Okay, similar. Can I use my IELTS result overall B2 passing 21? I can use the same certificate for extension. Yeah, if you pass the UK via IELTS, the normal IELTS is different. It cannot be used for any UK visa applications. If you pass the UK via IELTS, which is above, you are use the same certificate for extension. What is that you are extending? Is that a spouse visa? I'm assuming it is a spouse visa if not clarified. So yes, you can use an expired certificate if it has been used for a previous successful application. So Simran, thank you. Medication too, we'll see. Yes, I wish you good luck ahead with your mother. So for spouse visa, yes, if you already used it, it's more than 2 years. Obviously, the certificate will expire. But if you used it for the first application, you can use it again for an extension. B2 level is fine because for the first application, A1 is the minimum. For the extension, A2 is the minimum. So that is fine. You can use the same certificate if it was used previously successfully. Okay, next question on the channel. I need help. I'm applying for UK for a month on PhD. Okay, this is a very long question. I have to read it and try to summarize it. Thank you, Sunil. Okay, so the user's question is, you are in the UK on a PhD student visa. You got married a couple months ago to your partner who is planning to come to the UK. You are not on good terms with your partner whom you recently got married, but you can't tell him that you don't want to sponsor him as a dependent. So is there an option after his biometric, inform him that we are not on good terms? I don't want to bring my husband here. Yeah, you have to inform him. Obviously, his application will be refused on the basis of your reporting to Home Office if that is refused. So will they share the reason? Yes, they will share the reason that you are no longer in relationship with Miss X, whoever has reported us that she doesn't want to sponsor you anymore. So your husband will come to know that you have decided to report to Home Office that your relationship has broken down and you have decided not to sponsor him. So if you do that, he will come to know that there is no option where you can hide and at the same time not sponsor him. So they will share the reason. And your answer is because my husband is forcing me to bring him. Yeah, your husband cannot force you to sponsor him. I don't think. You may go to the police or have other recourses. I don't want to, and also right now I have no plans of divorce. Yeah, I understand you need 2 years space for 2 years away from your husband. Don't want to sponsor him. You should maybe tell your husband upfront about this. That is the best option I can advise on here. But if you go through Home Office and report it to them, he will come to know that you have reported, because home office has to tell them that the sponsor has told us that you are no longer in a relationship. Simran, no final advice, yeah, but then you have to go by the practice, tell them whatever the truth is, and go on. There is nothing unless there are reasons you have to tell them for the visitor entry. Page Raja for provide proving the genuineness of relationship and spouse visa, for example, chats, pictures, something that chats are exactly expected. You can give whatever chats you use, anything that you use, WhatsApp chat. They are focused mainly on 2 years of relationship evidence. So WhatsApp, Viber, whatever you all are using, you can provide maybe 1 or 2 pages every month to show the consistency of continuity of relationship over the last 2 years, if that is the or whatever period you have been together, up to 2 years. You can take a screenshots, or on WhatsApp there is a way you can also send the chats to yourself from the phone. It gives you a notepad file, select pages, 1 page for every month or something like that, cover last 2 years, up to last 2 years. Okay, make video new entrant visa, skilled worker threshold, graduate visa considered. Okay, the question is, can graduate visa holder be considered for a new entrant visa? Yes, you can be considered with a salary of 29,000 after 4th April. Yes, you can be. So, because the new entrant salary would be a lowest of 27,090, you are asking with a salary of 29,000. Yes, it may be possible uh, for a graduate route visa holder to be paid 29,000 salary and get a skilled worker visa even after the salary increases to 38,700 after 4th April. Next question, I have completed master's in the UK. I'm a graduate visa from August 23, working as an IT service. I'm switch visa to skilled worker visa. Yeah, similar question, new entrant. Yes, graduate route visa holders can be considered for the new entrant salary, and yeah, you can be paid at least 27,090. That is possible. You can be considered as a new entrant if you are on a graduate visa, graduate route visa. What would be yearly salary from April? Yearly salary for a graduate route visa switching to skilled worker visa, for a skilled worker visa of up to 2 years only in the first instance, 27,090 will be the minimum salary. Okay, no more questions live. I'll take the channel questions. This video will be saved, so anyone who is not live can watch their answers to their questions. What about people who are on a graduate visa now, want to switch to skilled worker visa as an new entrant? Yeah, same question. 27,090 would be the salary for a new entrant salary threshold for a graduate switching to a skilled worker, and the skilled worker can only be applied for up to 2 years. FCB UK, I was not clear with question earlier. My wife child. Leads higher by then. Yeah, so FCB, the first part of your question, you are completing 10 years, let's say on 30th of September 2024, you can apply within 28 days of that date. Okay, that is the answer to your question, first part. And would I be able to add my child and wife? You won't be able to add your child and wife to your ILR application. You may have to, if their visas are extended, they don't have any category, they have to apply for some visa, they will have to apply parallelly along with you for ILR appendix FM application as family members. Yeah, while applying for your ILR, if they are required, they are in need of any leave, they don't have any leave after that, let's say they have only 9.5 years and that's it, they are ending over there, they will have to extend on some basis. One of the basis would be, because you are applying for ILR, you can apply for FL, appendix FM, spouse visa for the wife, and spouse dependent for the child, something like that. For you are completing 10 years as you said, so you are applying for long residence 10 year. That's how I understand your question. Okay, next question, I got withdraw from university, now I got visa cancellation mail from office, but my Course date has been finished now. Apply for the visa. Okay, if you are withdrawn from university, whether your course end date has finished, it doesn't matter. You also got the cancellation email. So you got a cancellation email from home office because you have withdrawn from the university or university has withdrawn you. Your course end date has passed. Can you apply for tier 2? No, you cannot apply because you have not completed your course of study. You have been withdrawn from your course of study. Okay, thank you, FCB. I have done alert changes to any long residence. I have done 3 years degree, then 2 years PSW, 3 plus 2, then back to masters, then 5 years sponsored visa. Will this be counted for under 10 years rule? So the question is, for the 10-year long residence ILR, will these visa categories be counted? 3 years of student visa degree, then graduate route, back to masters again student, then 5 year skilled worker visa. Yes, all these routes can be counted as per the rules as of today. You can count all of these routes: student route, graduate route, skilled worker route, towards your 10-year long residence ILR. New intent visa. Yes, I've answered that one. I applied UK skilled worker visa on August 6th. It's been around 6 months. Still no updates. Normal. UK skilled worker visa 6th August. Yeah, the question is, skilled worker visa applied on 6th of August 2023. It's quite long. 8, 9, 11, 12. Almost 6 months. Yeah. Still no update. That is not normal. Something is wrong. Either your sponsor has lost license, something is going on with your sponsor, they have been audited, or something is going on. Some researching is going on from home office. Maybe speak to your employer. The employer should be able to follow up with the business help desk and see what is going on. And or for yourself, you can call the helpline, which is the telephone line for outside UK applications. You have to pay some nominal fees for the call and check with them the status of your application, what is happening. Okay, thank you. The next question is, by any chance can I get Schengen visa, European visit visa from UK? My BRP expired. I cannot advise you on any European visas. I'm only a UK immigration lawyer. Sorry about that. But to the best of my knowledge, if your BRP has expired, it will be difficult for you to get any European visa from inside the UK. You may have to go back to your home country and then apply from there for whichever European visa you want to apply. On a skilled worker visa, 180 days are allowed to be absent from UK each year. One can study without any issues. Work remotely from outside for 3 months. Okay, the question is, 180 days absence is allowed for skilled worker visa. It is about that. So if you are working remotely from outside the UK, your question is, you are working remotely, you are drawing salary, 3 months you stay outside the UK. If you draw salary remotely from working outside, does this affect your ILR? The salary payments doesn't matter. The salary is anyways required to maintain your skilled worker visa. Your employer has to pay you. Whether you are on leave, you're working from inside UK, outside UK. For the ILR, the 180-day requirement is physical presence or physical absence. If you're physically outside the UK, you are outside the UK. If you're physically inside the UK, you are inside the UK. The salary matters don't interfere with the absence requirement. Mukesh, when is the visa application considered as applied, since we are trying to get our spouse visa applied before the April 11th? For example, is it only after the biometrics is done? Yeah, 11th April, you are right. 11th April, the salary threshold is going to increase on for to 29,000. So let's say the latest you can apply is on 10th of April. Apply means submit the application and make the visa fees, two payments: immigration health surcharge and the visa fees payment. Both the payments have to be done. Then only you can lock the date of application as the 10th of April latest. The biometrics appointment date doesn't matter. That's not relevant. Sonali, what are the proofs Home Office asks for genuineness of costs? Can you elaborate? Genuineness of costs, they will usually speak to the employer. I don't think they are going to ask the applicant about it. But anyways, obviously they will try to see how you acquired the job, whether there was any buying selling of courses, skilled worker visas, all the frauds going on. That is something they want to get at. That's why they are sending a long questionnaire to all these care homes and all these care visa sponsors, asking them how much capacity they have, what is the working situation of the current migrants, etc., etc. So they will try to investigate on all directions, whether they have new projects, how are they going to afford the salaries, all of that. They can go in all directions and research the sponsor. But if applicant doesn't have passport, how the Home Office decision for 20-year long residence? Doesn't have passport, 20-year long residence. Not having a passport doesn't stop you making any application from inside the UK. So whatever ID document you have, you may be able to use that to make the application for the 20-year long residence. But if you don't have a passport to show the stamp of entry or something, and Home Office doesn't have a record of you, it may be difficult for you to prove. You may have to prove any address proofs, bills, council tax, tenancy, which you may not have because you are an overstayer and all of that. So that is a challenge that you will have. So the onus is on you to prove if there is no clear evidence that when you entered the UK. It will be difficult unless you have any other documentation to prove that you are physically present every year in the UK. Tarun Nagpal, can you please confirm cost process time for applicants present in the UK? Employer has allocated costs. Employer has allocated costs. So cost process. So if you are inside the UK, you would need an undefined cost. I don't think your employer has allocated costs. The employer has to apply for allocations and ask for them. That's what may have happened. And after that, that takes about 18 weeks under the standard processing for employers. Lawyers may be able to expedite it by trying for priority service or something. I've done it, we've done it on urgent basis where individuals' visas are expiring, they would be out of time for their skill next extension or something. But your employer should engage lawyers with if there is time is of essence. If not, standard processing is 18 weeks. There is a priority service with £200 extra to get the undefined costs. Okay. All the questions on the channel are done. There are no live questions. I will wait for 2 more minutes. There are about 64 people live. Anyone who's not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. You can search for different types of visas. There are a lot of list of documents, some things that people spend on that they should not for different types of visas, spouse visas, people spend on accommodation report. There are videos on don't waste your money on that, don't waste your money on many other things that videos have been made. Please do subscribe to the channel, search for those videos, just search with the skilled worker name, spouse visa, any term you put it the visa name and you will get it. Even visitor visas and all immigration questions, there are many videos that have been made on the channel that will help you with your applications, with your decisions, where to go, what to do and all. There are many lives also which you can go and watch in your own time. All the questions on the channel, you can the lives, the links are there. If you subscribe to the channel, you will get notifications for all these lives also whenever they happen. So if this live is of any help, do subscribe to the channel. And what else, like this video, there is one like. Okay, some live questions coming. Next one is there any checklist available for spouse visa? You have done, sir. For spouse visa, yes, there is a list of documents. Just go on, even if on this channel, if you subscribe and search for list of documents, you should get different list of documents videos. Spouse visa overseas, I think that's what it says. There is a video, and that video will also link you. In the link, it should, if you click on it, it will go to the website, and on the website you can download the list of documents. It should give you all of that. That will help you. I know people do that in their own. That is perfectly fine. It will help you with preparing the application. There are several list of documents. Spouse visa list of documents is very exhaustive. It has been used by many people. I am aware of. I know that. So yes, it is on the website. There is also a video explaining the whole list. Yeah. The video, the voice quality may not be that good because that was a screen record in the past which I used to do. But yes, it will help you. It will give you all the information. Simulation in the event of immigration officer are not convinced none of the case will we get time to get tickets done to go back to India. I'm not sure. It really depends on the immigration officer. It's a matter of discretion. Anytime a visitor is trying to re-enter again and know that your mother may come back within 1 or 2 months, it is just it's a very personal thing. Every immigration officer is different. Some of them may allow her entry for 10 days stamp. Some of them may not allow her entry if they are not satisfied. So it's a very personal thing for the what type of an immigration officer the person is faced with. It is at the discretion of the immigration officer. There is nothing in the rules telling them what to do or what not to do. It depends on what they believe, what they don't believe. So visitor visa entries, repeated ones are very tricky. But then in the first instance, if this is the first time she's trying to come back, I don't think they would send her back. They may just give her an oral warning or a statement saying, you should not come here again and again. Make sure you apply for the right visa if you are doing something else or something along those lines. They always just make that statement and they make a comment on their system. I've spoken to immigration officers many times at the border. Many times we have to justify why this person has to enter and all of that for different types of visas, not just visitor visas. So yes, they do tell their concerns to us. So I know what they do. Basically, they will put a comment and they will just give an oral warning. It may not sound as a warning, but it may just be a statement saying, "Oh, maybe as a visitor you should not spend more time in the UK," something like that. But just be mindful if that happens. Next entry, don't make it within 6 months. That is for sure, or on the next instance they will stop her and they may not allow her entry. That is for sure. If that type of a verbal warning they just if it's given, then it may be difficult for her next time to come if she tries to come back again very quickly. For citizenship, one must, next question, traveling suitcase, one must complete 5 years including ILR time in the UK with 90 days outside UK. Yes, traveling suitcase, I've answered your question. It was in the comments. Just watch this live. It is in the initial part of the video. Yes, but to summarily, you have to meet the same requirements for the citizenship naturalization as a British citizen as anyone else in the UK. It is last 5 years residence with 450 absences allowed in the last 5 years, up to 480, and there are some more exceptions, and 90 days in the last 12 months. You are right. 3 years. No, you don't get ILR after 3 years. Uh, so 5 years. Yes, 5 years for passport, charity visa process. Sorry, I cannot explain the whole process for any visas over here. This channel is just for a 30-second or a 1 minute answer that I can try and give. But for the charity visa, there is always a sponsor for a UK visa. Whichever authority, whichever employer wants to hire you as a charity worker, they have to give you the sponsorship and then you apply for a visa. That is the summary I can say. You cannot apply for it on your own. Traveling suitcase, one more question. One of the parent on ILR, child born outside UK will get British citizenship passport automatically. No, if you are on ILR in the UK, child born outside the UK will not get citizenship. The child has to be born inside the UK to get automatic British citizenship. Okay, what is happening? Okay, thank you for subscribing. I don't know. Yeah, the visa gives ILR after 3 years. Yes, there are quite strict requirements for the innovator visa ILR after 3 years. You can, but the requirements are quite high for the innovator visa. Speak to an immigration lawyer for that. Emmanuel, if a dependent is already in the UK, if a dependent is already in the UK, okay, let me throw this one out. I use a function. Okay. If a dependent is already in the UK, can they get married to a UK citizen without being asked for the salary threshold? If a dependent is already in the UK. What dependent are you referring to? What dependent? Skill worker dependent, spouse visa dependent? Please clarify that. Mukesh Raja, clarification chat screenshot. Is it enough to show from either from one person's side or both sides screenshots? One person's sides of chat is enough because in the chat both the parties' statements do come. So that should be fine for chat conversations that you're putting from WhatsApp for spouse visa or fiance visa. Thank you, Vignesh. Okay. How long will it take to get costs when employers submit the cost application to Home Office? Cost application, undefined costs for applications inside the UK. The standard period is 18 weeks. There is a priority service with 200 extra on top of it, and it's a hard time getting that priority also. If you speak to immigration lawyers, they may be able to expedite it if your visa is coming to an end. That is about undefined costs. If you're talking of defined costs outside the UK, normal cost is, so the job codes such as care workers, builders, and all of those, which are the high risk ones, which the Home Office is investigating, may take a lot of time, anything between 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or whatever time. But for other types of standard courses, like any salaries over 50, 60,000 pounds, directors, sales, whatever that is, any other normal IT related jobs, we are getting those costs within 1 to 2 weeks, sometimes even in 2 days. Defined certificate of sponsorship. That's it. In 5 years, 104 days in last year applying for citizenship, will they make it if 104 is in the last? Yeah, 90 days is the normal absences allowed in the last 12 months for citizenship naturalization application. 100, up to 100 they will ignore it. 104, I don't think it should be that much of a matter, but yeah, definitely put whatever reasons you have for that 4 extra. Maybe you went out for employment related reasons, personal reasons, medical reasons, whatever it is. Anjali Parmar, what is influencer PR visa? Sorry, in the UK, I don't think there is any such visa called as influencer PR visa. It may be some other country. I, okay, skilled worker visa dependent. So, Emmanuel, what was your question? If a skilled worker dependent is already in the UK, can they get married to a UK citizen? Yes, skilled worker dependent, can they get married to a UK citizen? Yes, they can, provided the relationship is genuine and all of that, and they are free to marry. They are not already married to someone. Salary threshold. Yeah, for the spouse visa, so if the skilled worker is trying to switch to a spouse visa, skilled worker dependent is trying to switch to a spouse visa, that is your question. They can switch inside the UK. The salary thresholds don't matter because they are trying to come under the Appendix FM family route. Okay. Well, I'm in the UK last 19 years, but I don't have any paper. What should I do now? You don't have any paper. Get some identification document to apply for some application, but wait for 20 years to complete. Only after that apply. When you apply, try to get any identification document that you can get: college ID, student ID, library card, whatever that is, driving license, or something from your home country, something to prove that you are Sachin Patil. But apply only after completing 20 years, not before that. In current circumstances, how many days will it take for sponsors to get the DCOS for any jobs except care workers? Because 6 weeks in. Yeah, many other types of jobs. There is no specific timeline that Home Office has said. They are trying to, there is a lot of backlog. They are trying to do it within 2 weeks. I've got many of them, but I'm not sure if employers are trying to do it something they're trying to repeatedly apply, not filling up the form properly. Something is happening. 6 weeks, you are waiting. I know there are a lot of courses that are delayed, even other than care workers and all, but maybe the employer should try and follow up with Home Office and see what is happening. There is no specific timeline. I'm sorry, I cannot tell you whether you will get it in 2 months, 1 month, or whatever that is. So sorry about that, because Home Office has not given us any answer on this. But 2 weeks is a standard for usual DCOSs, other than the risk sectors. Can you please explain requirements of citizenship for sole rep visa holder? Sole rep visa holder, after getting ILR, you may have to live in the UK for 1 more year, 12 months after getting ILR. Then after that, you already passed a life in the UK, you met the English language. Yeah, 5 years of residence is required, and all those normal absences. Up to 480 days absences will be ignored in the last 5 years. Up to 100 days absences will be ignored in the last 12 months. And yeah, those are the only requirements. And character requirement, no criminal convictions, nothing like that. Yeah, that's it. Those are the only requirements mainly. It's more residence and character. That's where the focus of naturalization applications is. If your character is good, your residence requirements are met, you are fine. Medical reasons. Yeah, medical reasons. What was that? Sorry, who was that? 275. Yeah, medical reasons for that 4 days of absence should be fine, but put some explanation in a covering letter or in that additional fields you get on the form. Do you want to tell us anything about the application? Fill it over there and say, for medical reasons, I was out for whatever these 15 days. If you have any letter from a doctor, bill, invoice, anything and everything that you can show them, just upload those things and refer them in your comments. That should be fine with those 4 days, or even if you were sick for 25 days, whatever that is. Thank you, Anjali, Mukesh, Raja. Okay, I thank you. Yeah, so does the chat content affect the application? So for example, there could have been arguments. Yeah, arguments on the chat for spouse visa doesn't matter. They understand relationships. In relationships, things will happen. People will argue. That's a part of relationships. So yeah, that is fine. Emmanuel Belford, if somebody is already in the UK on a skilled worker dependent visa, can they get married to a UK skilled worker dependent without the salary threshold affecting? Emmanuel, yes, I answered your question. Yes, they can get married to a UK citizen because they have a valid leave in the UK. Doesn't matter whether that is skilled worker or not. They can also switch to the spouse visa from inside the UK after they are married and they meet all other requirements. Yes, they can get married. So Jiangsu did 180 days absence each year. The 5 years for ILR. Not each year. It's so 180 days absence. The way it counts is it's cumulative 180 days in any 12-month cycle. That is the rule for any ILR for that matter. It's not in each year. It's a rolling cycle of 12 months and 60 or 90 days for citizenship. Yeah, 60 or 90 days for citizenship is correct. Does car mechanic butcher shopkeeper also in the risk sector when getting a cause? It depends on the salary. How much salary you pay? Tell me that number and I will tell you a yes and no. Sana Ali. Okay. Okay, all the questions on the channel are done. Sana Ali, if you tell me the salary amount that they are trying to pay you, and I can answer your question with a yes and no. Can someone with two wives in India apply for a dependent visa for both of them? No, you cannot apply for a dependent visa for two wives. Okay, 26 200 minimum. Yeah, it will come in the high risk. Okay, mechanics, butchers, etc. etc. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. All my comments are done and all the live questions are done. Thank you very much. Bye.